The sound is better.
Better.
Yes.
Okay. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah. Sri Guru Charana Kamalam Vande Ramana Prasthaya Bhutale Sri Rupanuga Bhaktivam Chakrupamurtim Narayanam Namaste Sarva Siddhi Pradayane Sarva Mangala Rupaya Sarvananda Vidayine Ye Shri Guru Jnana Dina Bandho Swananda Data Karnaika Sindho Vrindavana Vasi Naitavatar Prasida Sri Radha Pranaya Prachara Trayasvabho Jagannatha Guru Samsara Vahina Dagdam Mam Kaladashtam Chatvamaham Sharanam Ata Radha Sanmukha Samsaktim Saki Sangha Nivasinim Tvamaham Tatatham Vande Gurupam Param Sakim Jaya Navadvipa Navapradeepa Prabhava Pashandhaga Jaika Sima Swanama Sankhya Japaso Pradari Chaitanya Chandra Bhagavan Murari Ajanulambita Bhujau Kanaka Vadatav Sankirtanaika Pitarau Kamalayatakshav Vishwambarau Vijavarau Gadharma Palau Vande Jagat Priyakarau Karunavatarau Bhaktya Vina Parada Lakshakshithasya Kamadi Tarangamadye Rupamai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna Vande Namaste Charanam Vande Namaste Charanam Ravindam Vande Namaste Charanam Ravindam Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadam Tikam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Sri Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Sri Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let me off from this the word Honorable Guru Varga Namanista Santana Puja going to but our Vaishnava is attached to them Puja Vaishnava. Vancha Kalpataru Vyasya Krupa Sindhu Bhayeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Now, today is 2nd April.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Sorry, Gurudev, your line is a bit crackling, but we can hear you. But it has a bit of a crackle in it.
Oh yeah. I don't know what to do. Anyway, let us see whether it goes away or not. Yeah.
Okay.
Now today is second Saturday, Vikram Samvat, meaning Chandravarsha, or the beginning of New Year. In India today, especially South India, Yugadi, they call it Yugadi, beginning of the New Year. So in the Western calendar, it is 1st of January, right? But at that time, it is cold, and maybe snow someplace. But actually, now 1st of April, you can see many trees giving out new leaves, is it not? Flowers, leaves, especially fresh things coming out. So it is amazing. Beginning of the new year, beginning of the, so like starting out afresh like that. Then 10th now April is say Ramanavami. That's also we have to follow like Ekadasi. And that day is the appearance day of Bhakti-Vidanta Dandi Maharaj. Then 12th is Ekadasi, Kamada Ekadasi, Tuesday. Then 3rd May is Akshaya Tritiya. April 26, 27, depending upon where we are, it's the Ekadasi. Appearing like 2 days this time. You have to. Anyway, we have to resolve this soon. 3rd of May, also 4th of May, depending upon where we are. Akshaya Tritiya. That's when our Param Gurudev started Bhakti-Vidanta Samiti. Because of their mercy, we are alive today. So Ram Navami is the appearance day of Lord Ram. And many things. So there might be one question, wait a minute. We are devotees of the Lord Krishna. Can we hear or talk about Ram Navami, Ram's Leela? Maybe a question will come. Our Gurudev has answered it, that's why I'm saying. It was amazing from beginning. Ram Bhakta. Of course, as a Leela, never. So, Ram Leela is non-different from Krishna Leela. You cannot separate. You cannot say I'm Krishna Bhakta, but I'm not Ram Bhakta. No. So it's included. So by listening to the pastimes of Lord Ram and Sita, our bhakti in Krishna, evil Krishna, increases. Because of that, favorable, very, very favorable. In the pastime, gopis are also referring to Ram. And Krishna himself says to Mother Yashoda one day, "Oh Mother, one time I was a king." Ram. At that time, I could not do, I've done a lot of service to cows, like protecting them and all that. But, oh Mother, I was very unfortunate that time because I was a king, very powerful king. I could not do personal service to the cows. So please allow me to go with the cows and do personal service to them. They are my worshipable ones. Like that, Krishna himself, baby. So then Mother said, okay, at least you wear shoes. There are so many thorns and all that. Then Krishna says, and also umbrella, too hot. Then Krishna is saying, "Oh mother, I am the servant of the cow. Cows are my masters. If the master does not wear shoes and umbrella, how a servant can wear these things?" So, if you want me to do that, you provide for each cow. There are four legs, right? 2 pair shoes and a special umbrella, like that. Then we give up. So he himself refers. Sometimes Gopis telling, "Oh, you are boasting you were like Ram in Ramayana." Then if that is so, you are telling you build a bridge, right? Now build a bridge across this small lake. So it is still there in Kamyavan. So Krishna, he did like this, and monkeys came immediately. Who can control the monkeys? Only Lord Ram. Whoever controls the monkeys is the undoubtedly Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they came, and he told them, build a bridge. So gopis are watching, Lalita Vishakana. In front of them, taka, 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 they started taking the stones and build it, And then he established one Lord, Shivalinga also. So gopis were all amazed. Wow, okay. So like that, there are many pastimes, many pastimes. There's actually, in one sense, Krishna's Leela would not have happened if there is no Ram Leela. You can say to that extent. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, in Mauduruma Deep. So Lord Ram came there, and then he told, you as a Vishnu Priya, you will do so many austerities, like the way I did. Like that, we talked about during Navdeep Dham Parikrama. Then you take the deity at Vimla. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so much appreciated. How Madhavendra Puri was, the Kshira Chevara Gopal, where Gopal stole the kheer for Madhavendra Puri. That deity was carved by Lord Ram. And because Sita requested, and it was installed by Mother Sita. It was not officially, she could not, she saw herself. As soon as she saw that alone is enough, that the serving, accepting service that manifested in the deity itself. So like that, there are so many connections. Then Lord Ram did not feel, he became indebted to the monkeys because he could not feed them, he cannot pay them wages, he could not provide the arms, fighting weapons for the monkeys, right? So they did everything themselves. So Lord Ram felt, indebted for them. So in the Leela of Krishna, he is freely feeding the monkeys, So so many, practically every Leela connected with him. Then Govardhan, see, Govardhan brought by Hanuman. And then Hanuman himself blessed him, prayed to him, promised him, now please forgive me. heart of Lord Ram, I have to leave you here, Vajradam. But don't worry. Don't curse me, because you promised me you will have the darshan of the Lord. But I'll promise you, Lord will self will come here and he will play with you. He will lift you on his finger, left finger. So like that, Hanuman promised. So to make the words of Hanuman is pure devotee. Words come true. So Lord Ram himself came with Krishna. So Krishna, there is so much interconnection. So it makes you more strong, or bhakti. That's why I accept it. So inseparable, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed the form of Ram to so many devotees. So in that, why we are saying is, there is one pastime in Lord Ram. Of course, Lord Ramayana is so many kinds of Ramayanas. Every country in the world practically, every state in India, practically they have their own version of Ramayana. Tulsi Ramayana, Kamba Ramayana, then Valmiki Ramayana, like that, so many, Kadam Kadam Ramayana in Malaysia, that part of the country. So even in South America, there is Ramayana's influence is around the world. So the bridge is still there, the Setu. If somebody wants to give the proof, the existence of God, you can easily do this bridge that Lord Ram built. That bridge I showed scientifically that it is same bridge that built by, because of NASA pictures, length, width, if you calculate it, it comes back to the same number that has been used in the Valmiki Ramayana. It's amazing how many millions of years ago Valmiki Ramayana, the numbers they are given. 10 yojana long, 10, 2 wide, So it coincides with this present measurements, NASA picture. So it's really amazing, the proof we can give. The another proof we want to give, like the one pastime is there in Ramayana. Might have told somebody, maybe the crows, right? Crows, right? Sage, cow, right? Crows. They have in Shastras, in Sanskrit, it's called ekanksha, meaning one eye. Crows have one eye. Okay. Now, how do we know it's one eye? Are you ophthalmologist? But if you see, of course, if the scientists investigate, this is an amazing thing. They look at them, they do like this, like this or like this. You observe it, you can see. And by observation, you can come to conclusion that it has one eye. But the question comes whether it is but it has two eyes, right? How can you say it's one eye? Is it another question is it left eye or right eye? See in the Ramayana, in the pastime, it says Ram, destroyed one eye, one eye. That's why it has one eye. Whether it destroyed left eye or right eye, the question comes, So it is I try to do, so much. Wanted to find out, which one and how and all that. Finally, I came across one scripture, incarnation of Prahlad. that is Raghavendra Swami, and compiled Srimad Ramayana, just 12 shlokas, and his acharyas commented. In that I found that evidence. It's an amazing evidence. What it is one time, see, long before Lord Ram appeared, there was in Rama's dynasty, Dasharatha, before Dasharatha, the king performing yajna. At that time, many devatas used to come in person. So Indra, Varuna, Yama, they all came. And they were taking part in the yajna. Then at that time, Ravana also walked in. Seeing Ravana, all the devatas became very fearful. They were afraid. So, to avoid Ravana, they took on each devata a particular form of animals. Like Indra took on the form of peacock. Yama took the form of crow. Then Varuna took the form of Amsa, like that. Even little insects, like that, so many, all these. Then Ravana came and then demanded, hey, I want to fight with me. Now king said, no, I've taken a diksha, diksha of perform this yajna for the satisfaction of Vishnu. If I break that and then fight with you, it will not be auspicious for me. So wait till, no, I cannot wait. Then, then you give me writing that you lost the war. I defeated. Then these priests said, okay, it is better to do that way. Otherwise, the whole dynasty will get destroyed. So, okay, he signed it and then Ravana went out. Then the devatas took on their original form. Because these animals, becoming like that, they saved their life. They all blessed their form, animal form. They gave them boons. You understand? So Indra gave them 3 boons to the peacocks. What are those? Oh, peacock! Before, peacock were not that beautiful. They were, He said that thing will happen. Come on, their feathers, like a Radha. Then, at the time of rain, because Indra is the Adhishtatri Devata, right? In charge of clouds. That's why he commanded Govardhan, right? When before Krishna lifted, he inundated the whole, because he had a command over the rains, different kind of rains. So he said, at the time of rain, you will be very happy. Even now you can see peacocks are, and then you will not have fear for the snakes. Okay, that is true. Snakes does not bother peacocks; they will kill. So these 3 boons. Then Yamaraj gave the boons to the crow. What are those? You will not have death. Okay. Then when they feed you, people want to feed their ancestors, right? They do Shraddha once a year. They have to feed through you. So that's why the crows in India, nowadays, it is funny. I've heard, because crows are disappearing, 5G, 4G, whatever it is. So sometimes they bring in a bone, like, because in cities, where are the crows nowadays? Birds have become very less. So they bring crows like that, I've heard, then their eyesight will be perfect, meaning it will not deteriorate with the age. Because what is the point if he lives for long life and the eyes are not strong, right? So Yama blessed them with the death. God, is the Adhishthata Devata of the death. So like that, all the day. Now in this pastime, this is the important thing. The crow, the boons that Yama gave to the crow. Right? They are not there. You may be wondering, hey, wait a minute, is it true today also? Now I ask you a question. I asked you long, I think maybe in Vrindavan, you have been there or you have heard about it. Monkeys are there. How many monkeys are there? How many monkeys? New ones are born this way, that way. So many. They steal specs. Nowadays, they have become experts stealing the mobiles. So you have to give them banana or something. So now, my question to you is: has anybody seen naturally died monkey? Answer is no. You ask many people around the world, around India, at least in India, even we have so many monkeys, we never see. I asked so many people, they said, oh no, there might be some monkey dying because of unnatural, people sometimes give poison food, they shoot them, and they do so many things I cannot say on the, too much. But that's unnatural death. But naturally died. How? No, the monkey. Nobody has seen. Same thing true with the crows. I'll ask this question. So anyway, now one time Puranga Asura, a demon, he prayed to the Lord, and then he wanted a Brahma, prayed to the Brahma, and he wanted to live forever. Like these demons, that's what they do. Now this demon, Puranga, his name is, comes in Ramayana. So Brahma said, I cannot do that, you ask something else. So he knew the secret, the 3 boons that crows got from Yama. He said, oh, let me live in the eyes of the crow. Crows living. Suppose if a crow dies unnaturally, then I will be able to jump into another crow. So the crows live forever and ever. I will become immortal. This is his mentality. Brahma said, all right, okay. So then the crows, because of some benefit, they're thinking lobha, meaning greedy. They become greedy. Wow. If I allow this demon to enter our eyes, we will become strong. So they allowed him, he entered. Right? Then one time Indra's son, Jayanta, he did some offense and he has to take birth in this earthly planet. He was thinking, what is the best form of jiva that it will be easy for me to pass my time in this planet. He thought of crow because it gets food easily, Shraddha, and then it doesn't die, So he took on the form of crow. The Kurangasura entered the eye of this Jayanta. Now Jayanta is powerful, Indra's son. Now this Asura entering the eyes of the Jayant will become even more puffed up. So one time, Chitrakoot, had been there. At least one time you have to visit that place, once in a lifetime. Bah, amazing place. The pastimes of Lord Ram, almost 12, 13 years in the Vanavas. It's there, even it's, bah. From a distance, you look at it, the first night they slept on a stone. Even today, it appears like they are still sleeping because of their vow, the stones melted and became a shape like this, like a personality living, not sleeping. So, the footprint, and then like Govardhan, there is a hill, even though not as big. So, many pastimes are there. There is a well where to coronate Sita, Ram and Sita. When they were exiled, Bharata brought all the waters in the whole world to bathe him, and Ram refused. So, and then he said he will take back the shoes of Lord Ram. That time he poured all that water into the well, and then it is called Bharat Koop even today. There's a big well, and then 4 sides he can draw the water, and 4 sides the water taste will be different, even though it's some same water, it still exists. Then there is a river where Sita has taken a bath, and you can see the water gushing out from the mountain, this big, 3 places, even today, So then the birthplace of, appearance place of Durvas Muni is also there. Ansuya, Ansuya. Now, what I'm telling, so on that place, there's one blue or greenish, greenish like a spatika. How big it is? Maybe today 10, maybe 15 feet wide, and then 10 feet height, one spatika, big crystal. And that Sitaram was taking rest one day. And then Lakshman and another small spatika there. So they were taking rest, and this crow, that was the giant, but in his eyes, Kurang Asura is there. Asura Avesh, he came, and then he made a poking Sita. Ram was resting on the lap of Sita. So, taking that advantage, this crow came and then plucked at the chest of Sita. The blood started flowing. And she didn't want to disturb Lord Ram's rest. So, but this blood started going, and then Ram got disturbed, and then he got up and he saw. He understood everything. Wow. I have to do these things. I have to kill this Asura, Purangasura, right? But he is in the body of Jayant. You understand? So he is a devotee. He has not done any offense. He must be saved. Purangasura must die. Jayant must be saved. And the crows must be punished because they gave him a place for this demon. Get the thing, 3 things, right? To accomplish these 3 things, what Lord Ram did is, he took a little piece of grass and then invoked Brahmastra. And then he did Sankalpa that the same time all the crows in this Brahmanda, he shot one eye, eye, blinded. Now, because same time. So the Kurangasura is one eye, he shot him, all the crows. So he could not jump into the another eye. Get it? So he died. Jayant is saved, he did not. But the crows became one eye. They got a punishment of one eye. You understand? They lost one eye. The question comes whether it's a left eye or right eye. Do you understand? That is the problem. Now, Nobel Prize will come for this. I will tell you. If somebody seriously do research, and that will, the only answer he can find is in Ramayana. I hope you understood. Now, so the three things load up. Now the question comes, which eye, left or right? Okay. So I was searching in the scripture where it is the left eye. What I found is, what Lord destroyed is the Chakshur Indriya Shakti. Chakshur Indriya Shakti, it says. Meaning, Chakshu is eye. That Shakti, that is like, it's a capacity to, to watch or like that, Shakti. One eye, destroyed. That means the what it's saying is, when the crows look at left side like this, the left side becomes visible. When they look at like this, the right side becomes visible, this becomes blind. See? That means one eye is operational at any one time. You get it? This is really, really, really amazing. Now, Darwin cannot explain this, okay? That's why his theory will be finished. Only Ramayana is the answer. Now, it's an amazing thing. How this is true, okay? The only thing is, scientists who are seriously should do some experiment. I try to do some experiment, which I come to the conclusion must be right, because of the behavior of the crows, and then you can do some procedure. If somebody is interested, it will be very amazing. I can do anything. Can cooperate, explain. Now, what you do is, you have two screens, computer. You take a crow, and then on one screen you show some food, and another screen you show snake, or maybe field. Then you can see it's blowing like this. Then it becomes fearful. Like that, you can do experiments. You can conclude. And also, at least you know this. The crow, if you put some food for the crow, one crow will not come. Cow, call all other crows. Why? Because for their own protection. If 10 are there, at least 5 on the average looking at the right side, and on the left, on the 5 looking at the left side. You get it? So they get the total protection by their cooperation. You get it? So because like this is amazing. How it becomes operational. And also when you observe the crow going like this, you can see it's switching left turn right, it's switching. Sometimes the cats, they are aware of it, like this. See, when it is doing like that, it knows it is blind on this side, immediately it attacks from this side. So many these observations you can conclude, and maybe some other serious scientist can do this. But it is a fact. Crows are one eye, and both left, it may be left or right. But one time it is only one eye. I mean, this will blow scientific media. This is one of the greatest, I'll tell you. And evolution theory, what they can offer the solution. You understand? And how it is switching. See, it is hardware or software. So possible only in the software. Hardware, is impossible. So this Kurangasura, now there's one pastime. Did it make sense to everybody, or any question on this?
Gurudev, Hare Krishna. Yeah. Pronounce. So is it the left, right, or the right eye?
Oh no, see, when the crow looks at on the left side, on the right side, right eye becomes functional. The left eye becomes blind. When it looks at the left side, the right eye becomes blind, the left side becomes operational. Okay. So any one time, one eye is operational. This is really, really amazing. Not permanently, it's not one eye, left eye or right eye, not like that. So that's why evolutionary cannot explain this. The only reference is in the Ramayana. And also this the way this pastime happened in Chitrakoot, the crows don't come near that place even today. They don't enter that place area. So like that, you can do some experiment, catch a crow and then leave there, see the behavior, what it happens. So it's amazing. Now the last time. In Ramayana, there's so many things, one thing struck me, the one time Lord Ram, after the war, he came back and then he gave in the hands of Mother Sita one amazing, like a diamond, very precious, studded, mala, to the hand of Sita, and then asking her, "Oh Sita, you give it to somebody." He was giving like a gift to all of them. So this was the most precious. Hare Krishna. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಏನು ತುಂಬಾ ದಿವಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಆಯ್ತು. ರಾಧೆ ರಾಧೆ. ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ತುಳಸಿ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೆಳೆದಿದೆ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಾ? ಇತ್ಲ ಕಡೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಗಿಡ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ ಅಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಆಯ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೀರಿ, ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗೀತಾ? ನಾಲ್ಕು ಆಯ್ತು 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 ರಾಧೆ 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 ಮೇಲೆ ದರ್ಶನ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊತ್ತು. ಆಯ್ತು 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 some yes. Now, so he's telling Lord Ram, mother, oh Sita, you should give it to somebody who is excellent, understanding all the vidya, education, shastra. He must be brahmacharya. Then he should have all the qualities. In all the three worlds, there should not be anyone like that. He must have done amazing things. Then there should not be anybody who can do better service than him. He should have been very dear to me. Also, he should have very dear to you also. Then he has no interest in any things of this world. He must have a akhanda bhakti, meaning unbreakable, unbroken bhakti. For such a personality, you should give this mala. Then Mother Sita, looking at the entire, everybody assembled there, monkeys, everybody. Then when she saw everybody, she understood with a kind, Mother Sita looking at it, by her seeing, she can understand everybody's quality. They don't have to tell. See, this is the one thing. When Sita looks at it, he knows who we are, what is our capability, how much bhakti we have, how much service, and all that. We don't have to say, we don't have to give our biodata. That's true. So then she looked at Hanuman. Then she understood only Hanuman is capable. So then she called Hanuman and then gave that to put on Hanuman's neck. Then it appears like a Meru Parvata. Meru Parvata is there. It's like, imagine two rivers flowing down from the Meru Parvata like this. So his mala appeared like that. Ganga coming down. So that time, everybody, all the devotees staying there, they all said one thing together. So they said 9 things. So this is what I'm trying to say. Oh Rama, oh Rama. When great people come to us who don't know about you, we will describe your greatness to them. I will glorify your pastime to them. Okay? So these people are glorifying the pastimes of Lord Ram to others who are no envy. Not to every envy, no envy. Great. Then second one, when elderly people come to us, then we will ask them and then we will learn from them. Second one. When when nobody is there, when nobody is around, we will think of serving your lotus feet. Fourth, in all the objects, we understand that you are there, Antaryami. So we serve you. Fifth one, we will worship you. Sixth one, we will always pay obeisances unto you. Seventh one, we will remember, we say that we are your servant all the time. Seventh. Eighth, we have the understanding that you are in us like a friend, true friend, and you are protecting us. Ninth, when we are in this world, like in samsara, and also when we become mukti, liberated, right? In any case, in both avasthas, you are only our shelter. This is what we believe. This is what everybody said in one voice. So, this is what the Navavida Bhakti, 9, you must have heard, right? Prahlad Maharaj prayer. Navavida Bhakti, 9 limbs Bhakti. Ravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Pada, Sevana, Dasa, Sakijana, Atma Nivedana, Govinda Dasa. So, this Ravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Vandana, Pada, Sevana, Dasa, Sakya, Atma Nivedana. So, then Lord Ram was very happy with this. He was very happy with their bhakti. Now, how do we reconcile with our Navavida Bhakti? This is why. So they say, the first one is what you remember? When the Sajjanas and the, nice people or people who are not good people, no envious or anything, good people, when they come, we will glorify your Leela. The first one. Now, it is Shravana or not? Who is listening? You get it? Shravana, you understand? Shravana, listening, right? Shravana. Now, are we listening, or whom we are talking, they are listening? You get it? Right? You get it? So, in this case, they are saying, we are talking, we are going to glorify you, and they will listen. So, this is Shravana. This is amazing. And the second one is Shravana Kirtana. Then, when the advanced people come, more elevated people come, we will hear from them. We will inquire from them. Kirtana, Shravana Kirtana. So, they are doing Kirtan and we are listening. You see the thing? It's not different, but it is an amazing way of, on a higher level, I think, that's why Shastra contains one the other. In the Jaiva Dharma also, like for example, it is the 9th Dashamula, Dashamula 10, the lokas, mantras, not mantras, is the, like Vedanta Sutra, like a theorem, 10 theorem like that. It embodies everything. So the 9th one is what? Shruti Krishna's Jnana, Smarana, Nati Puja Vidhi. See, 9 form, Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pasena Archana Dasya Sakya Atmanivedana. Now without bhakti. Huh? So this is what he's saying. Now, what is Shravana? When we Lord's Nam is form, his name, form, his qualities, and then his pastime, related to that, this aprakrita, transcendental description. When it touches our ear, it's called Shravana. So it does not say whether it is touching our ear or somebody else's ear, right? You understand? It's both Shravana. Actually, both are doing Shravana in one sense. We are also hearing. That's why in the chanting, when we say and then hear, it's being locked up. It's like a phase lock loop. In electronics, you might have heard. Actually, it's Guru Tattva. Locking up. There's a transmitter with certain frequency and the phase. The receiver has to regenerate that, and then it has to lock up the transmitted phase and frequency. Then your decoding will be perfect. Whatever information has been transmitted, encoded at the sending end, you can 100% completely decode it at the receiving end. Okay, this one. And this is exactly what it is, Shravana, linking up. So that is Shravana. And there are two, so this transcendental Nam, the name, form, qualities, and then his pastimes, touch the sense of hearing. It's called Shravana, hearing. There are two avastha, two stages of hearing. Before our faith develops, when we hear from at the association of sadhus, hear the Krishna's glories, that is one kind of Shravana. Once by the Shravana, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಏನಿಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೌನ್ ನೋಡೋಣ 4th ಏನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮಂಗಳವಾರ ಸೋಮವಾರ ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದೇ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೊ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಪ್ಪ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡಿ ಮಂಗಳವಾರ ಸೊ when our faith becomes strong, so from the first hearing, so it all starts with the hearing, like imagine the computer has been locked up, right? No password, how to get into the system, right? Backdoor, right? Right? Or suppose you lost the key or something, right? Suppose you lost the key to the house. What you do? There's a back door, right? You left it unlocked, some window or something, only you know it, right? Or another key somewhere else. Some way of getting inside the house. Get it? Same way getting inside the computer. So like that, now we have been locked up, our system. Locked up meaning what? We are separated from the Krishna, from the association of devotees. You get what I'm saying? So when we hear, otherwise we are sleeping, eyes are closed and then Our senses are all in deep sleep, right? Mode, But the hearing will be open. In sleep. You loudly say, it enters that one channel. It's like, say, you lock up your mobile, right? Screen. Then when you touch certain key pattern, the system got awake, right? Right? This is common thing. A combination of this key. Because what is happening is the software is keep searching, is scanning the keyboard all the time. It is looking for that combination. When a combination, it recognizes, hey, yes, touch this combination. So it starts awaken. It starts functioning. You get the point? So, same way the hearing is kept. We are locked up. We are totally lost in this world. We are hearing all this material, sound, this, that. Even though we are awake, we are actually not awake in this world. We are actually dead. We think we are alive, we are dead. When you become alive, when we hear this transcendental sound, the sound enters our ear, it will awakens us. Awakening means what? Serving mood, serving, seva. A desire to serve Krishna, Vaishnava. This awakens our heart. So, after that, when we hear again, that's what they call the second stage of hearing. Dvitiya Shravana. This is the anga of the Shuddha Bhakti. So it is that second stage. Then we have strong desire to hear. You understand? Yeah. By that first year, second year. Then even when you are at the Siddha state, that Shravana appears. That's why hearing is the first. Now in the Ramayana, what we see is these people glorifying Lord Ram, and the others are hearing. That's Ravana. So it's one and the same. It's amazing. Then the second one is when the name, Lord's name, is form, qualities, and then pastimes related to that sound. When it touches our tongue, that is what kirtana, touching of it. So in other words, the transcendental sound, touching our tongue is kirtana. So the Krishna Katha, glorious pastime of Krishna Naam, describing glories of Naam, Shastra reading, then making others listen, singing, then attracting others towards Krishna. We are making some prayers, like this Ashtakams, right? Namastakam, Radhashtakam, Krishna Ashtakam, so many things. Chaitanya. Sachinandana Ashtakam, so many Ashtakam. Doing this. These are all called Kirtan. So, in the 9 limbs of Bhakti, Kirtana is considered as the highest, Sarvashrestha. Especially in the age of Kali. That's what it says in the Padma Purana and all that. Dhyayan Kruto Yajam Yajnai Swapare Archana Yadam Noti Tadap Noti Kalau Sankirtyasya Keshavam. So from Harikirtan, our chitta becomes very pure. To the extent we become pure. To the extent our chitta becomes pure by kirtan, no other process can make us pure. When so many devotees join together to kirtan, that is called Sankirtan. Sankirtan. So Krishna Nama Rupa Guna Lila, Smarana is called Smarana, remembrance. Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, remembrance. Then this Smaran, remembrance is also like 5 kinds. Now, suppose you have heard something or you have seen something, again to Manan, again think of that. Oh, we have heard like this. Oh, I have seen like this. In your mind, right? Manana is called, that is one kind of smarana. Like the cows, they eat, right? And they bring back and they chew again. Get it? But humans don't have to do that. But we have to do in our mind, okay? We have to do chew in our mind. See, first you observe, right? Yeah. Right? Then when you get a free time, when you are alone, we do mana, right? Bring back from the mind. Then you think about it, right? So that makes you strong. Get it? But if you hear and then don't do manan, meaning meditate or you what do you call, do auditing or something like you remember recalling, get it? It will not be effective. Now, if you do that, then becomes pakka, becomes steady, becomes part of our system, chitta. So that's what it is. That's one kind of smaran. Then the other one is we are hearing so many things and all that, or thinking and all that. There are so many things. Dharana meaning one aspect. Like for example, we are talking about the building bridge by the monkeys. That one aspect we think about it. Among all manana. So that is called dharana. Dharana. Rupa. Then dhyana. Dhyana is wrongly, or translation in English is a problem. Dhyana, smarana, then dharana, now dhyana. Dhyana is when we think of in a very highly special way. Dhyana, one aspect. That's called dhyana. then if that dhyana is unbroken, like you start pouring the oil, no, it's unbroken, right? One thing. Like that is Dhruva Anusmriti. Dhruva Anusmriti. Smriti. Unbroken. One pastime or thing like that. Then then Samadhi. Samadhi meaning even you are thinking, nothing else becomes, you are aware of it. You're not aware of any bodily functions or somebody saying or this and that. You're totally absorbed. That one leela, one time. That's called samadhi. Like Mother Yashoda, when she heard Krishna has been taken away by Putana. She, Putana, she carried, he is not allowing her to dislodge, right? And then she took off. And then here she, no breathing, looking at it. They lost what she saw. No breath, no bodily functions. She's like a no activities, but is still there like that. Completely unaware of anything outside. So that like that, she's feeling pain. Oh, what will happen to Krishna? So many times she experiences practically all the time. Kalya, then so practically all the only when Krishna comes back again, touches, she comes back to, then she starts tear flowing, and happiness, and also same time fear. Oh, she's stuck. Safety of her son. So now in the Ramayana, that's what he's saying. When we hear Shravana Kirtana, actually Kirtana is hearing, so it is like interchangeable kind of thing. Interchangeable kind of thing. So then Shravana Kirtana Smarana, Smaran, when nobody is there, we are thinking of Vandana, why? Because we are there in everything. In the atom, between the atom, Andantarastha, Paramanu Chayantarastha, like that. Shravana Kirtana Smarana, Father said. So then the ninth, the Nivedana. We are surrendering ourselves. Surrendering means what? Whether we in this life, whether we are conditioned state or liberated state, only shelter is yourself, oh Lord. Then what else is there? That is Atma Nivedana. I have no plans now or for the future. I'm at your beck and call, right? Radharani is, in Sikshastakam also, right? Prananatha, no, Prananatha. Well, you can do anything you want, but you are my Prananath. whether it is favorable or unfavorable for me, okay, whatever you do, but still you remain my Prananath, very dear to my, not different from my living force, like that. So, when he becomes very dear to her, that is called Atman. So, Atman is these limbs of Naivuda Bhakti. So, the Shravana, Kirtana, Marana. Then Vandana, now Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, these are the principal limbs of Bhakti. Then all other anga, limbs are, they are the contained in these three angas. Anta. But among all these three things, Shravana, Kirtana, Smarana, Kirtana is considered still highest, Pradhana, most highest. Because why? Shravana and Smarana, it can be within Kirtan, right? Kirtan, when you are doing, you can do Shravan, so Smaran, right? Kirtan. Then Paricharya, Pada Seva or Paricharya is the fourth anga, Pada Seva. Shravana, Kirtana or Smarana, Pada Seva is also our duty. Pada Sevana meaning what? Our Akinchatva, meaning we have nothing else. Then in the service, our qualification is not there. We feel we are not fit for this service, that feeling. And then whom we are serving, Sachidananda, Sachidanandatva, that is transcendental. That is very essential. In Pada Seva, serving lotus, it also includes Sri Mukha Darshana, taking darshan of the deities or touching parikrama, then going to different places in Ganga, then Purushottam Dham, Dwarka Dham, Mathura Dham, Navadip Dham, Tirthasthan, taking darshan. So Rupa Goswami described in 64 on that. These things. Pada Sevana is also. So by our touching the holy places with our leg is also Pada Seva. In other words, it's amazing. We are serving the holy place by our feet. You understand? Through our feet, we are touching, we are doing seva to the Dham. So, we can, it's amazing. How you have to meditate on it. That's what. So then the sixth one is, even Tulsi Seva and all that, going around Tulsi is also Pada Seva. So we are engaging, in other words, we are engaging the limb of pada, their feet in the service. Service of Tulsi and Dham, like that. Even if you do mind also, that is part of it. Then the fifth anga is Archana. Whether one has the adhikar, qualification, something you have to think about. Archana, one can do. Then, like that, is Ramana Kirtan Smaranam, Archana. Then, Dasya, Sakya and Atma, Dasya, meaning servant, to the master. That also, whether it is Vaidhi or Raga, Sakya, then Atma Nivedana. So, this is Navavida Bhakti. Now, the ninth one, in the Ramayana says, and the Sakya, Sakya, oh Lord, you're always like a friend, you are with us, right? You're always with him. Please, Paramatma, right? Atma is never alone, try to understand. We are never alone. We have forgotten that we are thinking we are alone, we are never alone. It's impossible. In this world conditioned state, Paramatma is accompanying. Then, in higher thing, Gurudev is also accompanying us. We should not feel separation. When we in the liberated, we are face to face with Krishna. So, in any case, we are not alone. Right? So, the feeling that Lord, you are always accompanying me as a friend. See, this is always I tell people. Oh, this friend is very dear to me, or such and such a thing, right? Sometimes we might have a friend. Now, how many hours in 24 hours a day, 365 days? He might say, oh, he is my closest friend, very dear friend, very closest friend. How long they can be with you? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? You see, not possible. Every day possible. No? But Supreme Lord, the Guru, is always with you, accompanying you, because he might consider somebody as a good friend. 1 hour, 2 or 3 hours. Why? Because you have love for them, or they have love for you. Right? That's why they are with you. Mother is there with the daughter. Why? She has love for mutual love. But out of 24 hours, they think they can be with you all the time. Oh, I love so much, I will be with you all the time. Is it possible? But Lord is with us all the time, 24 hours. In other words, if your friend, dear friend, spends more time with you because he or she has more love for you, is it not? The more love they have, they can spend more time with you. Is it not? If a person is there who is with you all the time, 24 hours, who has the most love? You understand? Such a personality is there with us. The only thing is we are not aware. We are thinking all others are my friends, dear, this and that. But they don't spend time 24 hours. Here. So, this is what they are saying. Oh Lord, you are always with us in our body. like a friend. They are protecting us. No? Other friends may not be able to protect us. See, suppose the friends will come when we are actually good, meaning you have a lot of money or this and that, or well-to-do. They will come. Imagine you have in difficulty, you have nothing. You think friends will come, anybody will come to you? Everybody will desert, okay? Right? When you need the most help, that's when they give you up. Right? This is, you can see going on. But Lord is there all the time. Guru is there all the time. That's why he is the only real friend. That's part. Atma, Dasya Sakya. That's why he is called Sakya, really friend. He is there with us all the time when you need most. Certainly, everybody will desert you, but he will not desert. That's why Radharani is praying that, oh Lord, no matter what you do, you are mine. You are my Atma, the Prananath. You are my Prananath, Master. You are the Prananath. So, like that. That's why others are not saying that, you reject them, when they come to you, give them respect. Okay. Listen to them, what they are saying. When we listen to them, to their problem, and they will get the solution. They will be willing to listen to you. And you talk about Krishna, and automatically they will listen. They will listen, and you do Ekadasi, and then you give up certain eating habits. Okay, this is what I want to tell. Maybe time is running out. Now, nighttime eating you should avoid. Okay, because when the sun down, our digestion capacity is gone. Right? Sunrise starts, noon highest, and then it is decreasing. So if you eat late night, it will not get properly digested, and you will put on a lot of weight. So many health problems comes up. Then another one is one time is yogi, right? Of course, they have bhakti yoga, okay, but still yogi. 2 times one who takes is bhogi, who enjoy. 3 times is a rogi with disease. If you eat 3 times a day, Shastra says you become disease, rogi. 4 times Yatkondogi, meaning you must be taken to the burial place. Okay. So you get the point what I'm saying. Twice is okay. Twice. Some maybe light, some milk or fruit in the night time is okay. Now, then heavy foods you should avoid, like heavy, like cheese, for example. Cheese puts you a lot of strain on our body. It's not healthy. Milk is form is okay, but when you make cheese out of milk and then they use so many chemicals and some, parts of animals part, is really messy. So try to avoid cheese, right? Then too much butter also. Then soya bean, they are heavy. soya beans and egg. So our body does not require these heavy proteins. We have been misconception. Satvika food. Sattvic foods we have to take. These are all Rasic or Tamasic. Then of course no egg, no fish, no, those are all product of violence. If you take that, you will become violent. So violence product we should avoid. And then one, you see it says, Aisa kata hai, aisa man. The way you drink, that's how the words. The way you, what you take, drinking, that's how our words will be. What we eat, it will be like our mind. Mind, our state of mind is exactly reflects on what we are taking, food, right? So when you take food, prasadam, this is really, really important. You make sure you will not be disturbed by your mobile, your computer, this and that. Okay, you chant Nam, or you read, or do something like that, or hear Harikatha like that. So, or the Kirtan, best is Kirtan, Gurudev Kirtan, like. Because when you take food, prasadam, and then hearing with the Nam, see, that will make us strength, very mind, very spiritual. Otherwise, like I was telling you, the food has three components, right? Three components. One component is like a gross fiber, things, some sort of a stool, right? The operation like. Second component makes our blood, blood, skin, bones, proteins. Then the third component is the food for our mind. For our words we speak, and the chetana, whether we are like a stone or trees, that's one level of consciousness. Second consciousness is like animals. Then the third, budding, like a human, but we have no faith in God. We are violent, this and that. Fourth is like, even though we do this and that, there's no bhakti, no sadhakas. Sadhaka. Then the advanced stage, these levels of consciousness. So the food that we take, the third one, that the component in the food that we take is these three things, very, very essential. Second component is protein, first one is fiber, comes out of the body, skin. So the third component is food for our mind. So you are taking food or cooking food in angry or so many ways, not offered. Then people will mentality, cooking, this, that, bad word, this, feeling, all that comes, our mind gets influenced. Our mind gets programmed with other thoughts, bad thoughts, understand? So our words also become very bad because not purified. That's why when you take prasadam or something, you must offer. Then we should chant, listen to the kirtan, and like that. Then we just Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram. Then our mind becomes peaceful. Okay, it will not bother us. Our mind is the biggest our enemy. Nobody else. No. Not this food, that food, this food. Of course, sattvic food, but this the way we take it. That's why it's called prasada. Prasada sevana. Service to the holy, sanctified food. No? Service. So that service happens by listening, by hearing. During that time, you're doing like this. Then I will tell you, your mind will not go here and there. When you are chanting or doing service, it will be there with you. The reason why we say, oh, I don't have concentration by chanting. My mind goes here and there, that takes all around the world is this reason. The way we accept prasadam. So, this is very essential. Our chetana, the words will be transcendental. So, this is very, very essential. And this is not visible, unfortunately. The prasadam is very clean. It is organic. That, and all we say. Protein, this and that, it will disturb our high protein, these foods, will disturb us. So it can be simple, but this is essential. The way we do seva to the prasadam. We cannot be indifferent when we are taking prasadam. You understand? Right? That is aprava to the prasadam. So if you are conscious of that, you make a. So vaisa an, aisa man, it says. How you take your rice, anna meaning not just rice, anything we take. Vaisa man, our mind also will become like. While taking water, this and that also, conscious we are taking water. Water is very, very essential. That's why here what we do is we put our Agnihotra dust, bhasma, into the water. It becomes alkaline, anything. And then don't take too much RO water, okay? You understand? We should not be too tedious, total dissolve solvent or hardness, right? It is usually, they say, oh, I have RO water, which is almost 10, 0. That is very, very dangerous. You understand? It should be 150 or 200 tedious. If it becomes too low, if we take that water, then our body is to certain tedious, 150, 200. Then our body, the water starts sucking from our body, nutrients, minerals. So you will run out of minerals, body. You become deficient in minerals. So you have to take tablets. That's why the people who are doing RO water are friends with the pharmacy. They are two friends, okay? You see what I'm saying? So be careful in that. Now I think the time is up. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Gurudev, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you for the beautiful class. Gurudev, I'd just like to know about cocoa powder. Are we allowed to use it or not?
What is cocoa powder?
It's chocolate, Gurudev, but it's not caramel.
No, see, any chocolate, chocolate is it's heavy food or is unclean or something like. Any refined or any refined food is a problem. You have to and then sugar. See, any Sugar, if it is like a good or like that, it's okay. If it is anything derived from the white sugar, it's a problem. You know, it will health-wise, and so many ways, it will create unbalance. The more white sugar you take, your bone system becomes weak. You know, it takes away calcium. And same thing with the meat. People who eat meat, they think they are becoming stronger. Actually, they are becoming weaker. You know, the bones are becoming weaker and weaker. So this is a myth. So cocoa is also maybe addictive also. Try to avoid. Yeah. Any other question?
Thank you so much, Gurudev. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. For water, you mentioned that there's a 120. Is it like the temperature or pH balance, or what are the numbers?
Oh, no. The TDS, total dissolved solvent, or like that. You see, you are talking about the RO, right? Reverse osmosis process. Water purification. No? Yeah, you didn't understand?
Not sure.
See, the water filter, usually we bring water filter in the, right? Outside. So, the water filters, you have to be, there is some way of adjusting the total amount of minerals. Otherwise, it takes away. See, what is water filter? It takes the water, your existing water, right? Maybe city water or a bore or whatever. Then the waste water is coming out. You understand? The filter water one side, waste water coming outside. So there is some adjustment. How much minerals is there in this filtered water, purified water? So if there is very, very less mineral, it will be a problem. So that's called TDS, total dissolved solvent, minerals in that. So that's why people say they will remove all the minerals, then again they add, so many things is going on. That's why the best is if we have this basma, this agnihotra that we do, basma, if we add it for the regular water, any water that comes out from the tap, that's good enough. You put that in a copper thing. Like I have one like this, like copper. This is made out of copper, right? Put it in the night and then put a little bit of one tiny bit of agnihotra dust, check, and then keep it all night. Morning it will be pakka. There is no, no water equivalent. We don't need any filter water or anything. That would have become this is the problem, the mineral content in the water is very, very low. Our body, the water that goes in, our body is about 70% by volume water, 99% by molecule we are water. Water is very, very essential. What kind of water we take, okay? So, this water we take, this is alkaline, and then certain amount of minerals must be there. If there is no mineral, then this water we are taking in, no mineral, then it starts taking from the body, from our bones, muscles, and all that. So we become imbalanced. Then what we do imbalance, then the doctor say, oh, here this mineral less, this, take that. You see, to make it balanced. That will not be proper way, So this is the serious problem, This RO business, reverse osmosis, they say. We should be very careful. Best way is like this Agnivatra Bhasma. You might have a problem. Wait a minute, where you can get it? We have a lot of it because every day we make morning and evening. Then it is available in also Amazon, I believe. You know, just, or if somebody, maybe some devotees are traveling, I will send with them. Maybe in case they have to one CA says it takes, if you take that water, it becomes very alert. You know, you will not become lazy or sleepy or drowsy like that. It becomes very alert. Putting just a little bit of dust into the water. It's really amazing. It brings us back. So I will try. What can be done with that?
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. One Dandavat pranams to everybody.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Dhanavad Pranam.
Dandavat.
Thank you, Gurudev. Hare Krishna, devotees. Dhanavad Pranams. Thank you all for joining. And Didi, as Gurudev was saying, Agni Horsa, so it's the fire sacrifice that Mama is saying, we should do for sunrise and sunset, Gurudev does. So that's how we'll also get our ashes from there to put it in the water. So if Gurudev possibly can send to you, he will, but if not, then you should start doing Agni Horta at home, and then that's what you use for the water. So thank you, dear devotees, again. So now we will go to Sri Radha Krishna Bhajan with Rasa Priya Devi Dasi Mataji. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Rasa Priya Devi Dasi Mataji.